Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing us how to apply for your Malta post-study visa. So after your studies in Malta, for example, for those doing a master's program, if you're doing a one-year master's program, you know that before your last few months during your program elapses, you need to renew your residence permit, your student residence permit, because obviously what you're giving is a one-year residence permit, and before it expires, you're advised to renew it at least 2 or 3 months before the expiry date. So I've already done this. I've gotten my post-study permit, and I was given exactly 9 months. I was given 9 months on the dot, no addition, no subtraction. I was expecting 1 year, but I mean, what I got is 9 months, although it's clearly stated that um, what you'll be given is 9 months for your post study permit. So, what's the purpose of this post study permit? The post study permit is given, it's just a permit that you use after your studies. Is going to help you during your job search, or if you want to start a business. For a master's program in Malta, I know that you're entitled 9 months after you're done with your master's. For BSc, I really do not know after your 3 years BSc how many months or years you'll be given for your post study permit. I really don't know. But for masters is from 9 months. And this post-study permit, what it is that during the 9 months you're giving, you're expected to, look for a job, find a job, and then when you find a job, you transition to a work residence or a work permit. Let's say during those 9 months, you get a job as a cashier in a firm, or you know or as a customer care representative in a hotel or somewhere. Now, this hotel is going to start your processing, your work permit process. And for Malta, wherever you work, once you're on the work permit, the work permit, once you're on the work permit, is tied to where you work. Let's say you're working at ABC Hotel. Now, the permit you're going to be giving, your residence permit you're going to be giving, is going to be indicated that you work at ABC Hotel. And it's usually for 1 year. After the 1 year elapses, you just renew. If you're still with the same company, you just renew. If you're with a different company, then they do the whole process all over again for you. So for Malta, where you work, your residence permit, your work permit is tied to that. So in the 9 months when you're giving this post study residence permit, let's say you find a job, then you transition, your new workplace starts the whole process for you, and then you're given a work permit. So let's just get right into this video. It's similar to applying for your residence permit. That's the second stage. After getting your 3 months visa, you arrive Malta. You have to apply for a residence permit, your student residence permit. So now this post study residence permit application is similar. It's just the only difference is just the form you fill. Every other thing is the same. So this is the website. I'm going to be leaving the links of all the websites and form in the description box. As usual, you go to your Identita website, and if you're non-EU, I mean, for non-EU nationals, this is where you come to. Just go through the website, and for here there is a download. There are some forms you need to fill for N1, NO2, Form NO3. For the post-study visa, for the post-study residence permit, your business is with the Form NO3. So let's click on it. And you see it says here expatriate unit study. say for the purpose of job searching or entrepreneurship. Like I said, it's either you search for a job or you start up a business. Okay, so this is the form you're required to fill. It's very easy and self-explanatory. Just go through it and put in your details. So for the first part is your personal details. Your applicant is your personal details. Um, your address in Malta, you have to write it out. Your permanent address abroad, your immigration details, your declaration. You just have to sign and write the date. And then, of course, your landlord has to fill in this part and also sign and write the date. Now, they've given you supporting documents. These are documents that you need to submit with this form. Okay, of course, you're not just going to submit this form alone. So you need to submit this form. It's all listed out here. The first one is your travel and identity document. Of course, you need to submit the full copy of the applicant's valid passport, including the blank pages. The valid residence permit needs to be returned. So they will need a picture. When you're submitting online, you will need a picture of your residence permit card, the current one you have, front and back. You also need your passport, for example, your Nigerian passport, all the pages, both empty pages, your biometric page, everything. You will need to take a picture of all that, put everything together in a PDF, and you need to submit that. Even when you're going to do your biometrics, you need to show it, and eventually, when your card is out, your old card, your old residence permit, you submit it, and then they give you the new one. Now, the second one is the evidence of successful completion of studies. When I did my application, of course, I was still writing my dissertation. I'm still writing my dissertation. So there is no certificate for me to present that, oh, I'm done with my studies. But what my school did is I had to talk to them. What you just have to tell your school, what your school can do is to, write a letter, of course, with the school letterhead, certifying that this you're a student in the school, this is what you've done so far, your courses. They can list out your courses. For my school, they listed out the courses that I've done so far, my grade to those courses, and of course, also indicated that I am doing the last course, which is my dissertation, and is not yet due for submission. My they included the date when I'm supposed to submit. So that letter, of course, once you have that letter, and of course, you should be stamped, you're good to go. For me, that was what I submitted, and they accepted it. Now you need your proof of funds. You need to show that for the period of 9 months when you're giving this post study visa, that you're able to, you know, sustain yourself prior to when you get a job. When I did my own application, I already have a bank account in Malta as at the time. So I showed my own proof of fund in my Malta bank account. So the money I showed was in euros and it was accepted. I really do not know if you show in Naira, if it will be accepted. I don't know, but I used my Malta bank account and I showed my proof of funds. I'm going to be doing a video later on how to open a bank account in Malta. Now, your health insurance plan, of course, by now you have a health insurance plan. So you need to show your health insurance and also attach to it what your health insurance covers. Everything your health insurance covers, you need to also show that. Then your 1 year accommodation agreement, you need to show that. And an additional thing they also want is a copy of the approval letter issued by the housing authority. So not only are you showing your housing agreement, you're showing a copy of the approval letter from housing, authority and other documents. Minister may request an applicant to provide a health screening approval from the public health authorities and undergo medical screening if the student stay in Malta could pose a threat to public health. When I did my application, I was asked to submit a health screening. This is because when I was applying for my initial student residence permit, I didn't do a health screening then. So now, when I applied for my post study residence permit, I was asked to submit the health screening form. So if you've done that already, when you were doing your other application, of course, they won't ask for it. But me, I was asked to submit it because I didn't do it before. So expect that. It for the other documents. Remember, you only submit the documents that are listed out here and then wait for an email from Identita. If they need any additional thing from you, they'll surely, communicate to you via email. And another thing, extra thing that I did was just to add my I was just to add a picture of my bank card, the front and back. Of course, I blurred out my CVV and my bank card number. I just showed my name and the name of the bank. And yeah, the bank card to the account I use for my proof of fund. And I also put my flight ticket, the flight ticket I used in arriving Malta very first time. I just did that. Like I wanted everything to be fast. I did this extra thing for my processing to be really, really fast. And backed up with prayers, of course. I got my application approved in under 2 days. Yes, 2 days. So if you have supporting documents like these two, if you have it available, you can add it, but if you don't have it, it's fine. And of course, your application fee. Once you submit all your documents online, you will have to pay an application fee online of 27 euros and 50 cents. So that is it. Once you fill this form and you have all this available, you go on to submit online. Now, where do you submit? I just click on the expatriate portal here, and when it opens up, you submit here for the non-EU applicants. For non-EU applicants, you submit under this section where it says accept employment and self-employed. This section of the online portal is intended for the submission of applications by non-EU nationals or third country nationals who intend to reside in Malta for the purpose other than employment. This includes application for exempt status, family reunification, study, long-term lease. So for those applying for post-study visa, this is where we fall. Because you need a permit to still help you stay back in Malta in order to either start a business or find a job. And you can go with the alternative login. So you just have to click on the alternative login and create your profile, and that's it. Very easy and straightforward. If everything goes well, in a very short time you would get your approval from them. If they need an additional document from you, they'll surely let you know. And after your approval, what follows next is your biometrics. You'll be sent a link to book a date for your biometrics, and after that, after a while, you get your card. And that is it. All right, we've come to the end of this video. I hope I've been able to help one or two people out with this post-study residence permit application. And like I said, I got 9 months. Let me know how many months you got after you did your own application. Did you get less than 9 months, or did you get more than 9 months for a master's student? All right, stay tuned for my next video and stay blessed. Bye.